Look, back in the days when, before the internet and before mobile phones and stuff, and like, that's it, you talk to people. You don't, if you wanted to communicate, you could give them a leaflet, a booklet, or you talk to them. We'd go down to Leicester Square. In fact, funnily enough, the best place to give dawah was not Speaker's Corner. Speaker's Corner was not a really good place to give dawah.
Yeah.
Leicester Square, that was like when you looking for a gold mine. It was literally a gold mine.
Yeah.
You would go down to Leicester Square, and you could probably still do it. And I'm sure that at the end of every evening, you'll come away with 5, 10, 15 shahadas. Every evening you go down there. Remember, we told a Sheikh from Yemen. It's a Sheikh from Yemen, one of Sheikh Mukbil's students, actually.
Okay.
And he said, yes, I remember a brother told me the same thing. In America, he used to go to, Times Square or somewhere. And he said, but it's not surprising. And the way he told us, amazing. It's not surprising because people go there because they're lost. They're looking for something. Why do they go to these places? Because they're lost. They're looking for something. And when you give them Islam, that's what they're looking for. They just, no one was there to tell it to them, right? So, but that, I think that is like not so places like Leicester Square is not where it's happening anymore. The places where people are lost, they're lost on their phones. They're lost on Snapchat. They're lost on Instagram. They're lost on TikTok, right? That's where they're lost now, right? And whether they know it or not, they're going there searching for something. They are. Every time you're flicking, you're going through, you're really, at the end of the day, what are you really doing when you open it up? What's really going on? And why is it so addictive? Why is it so addictive? Because really deep down inside, you're hoping there's something there that's going to just change your life. That's just going to make my life somehow better, right? Whether it's an email, whether it's, I don't know what it is. You fool yourself into thinking there's going to be something there. And we haven't really reached out onto that realm. We haven't moved our dawah efforts into that new area. And part of the problem is it just changes so fast. Like people say, oh, Facebook is for dinosaurs. It's like, okay, come on, man. Like, you can say that, but in reality, like, it's still the biggest platform. And there's people who are still going to be using Facebook for the next 30 years. It's not quite extinct, yeah? It's not quite dinosaurs. Like, there are people who use it and will be using it for another 30 years, and they will not use another social media platform. They will keep using Facebook, right? And just because a bunch of youth are, like, going TikTok and whatever, it doesn't mean everything else is finished. But, like, it's true. The pace of stuff is, like, from Instagram to TikTok. And so we're just not keeping pace with that. We have done almost nothing to keep pace with that sphere. We have to reach people because that's where people are lost. And 100%. we have to find people where they're lost. That's where we have to find them.
Yeah.
So I think that's how the dynamic of dawah in the West is changing, right? It's how do we find those spaces where we can reach the people and get their message to them. And that old school way of, like, going on the street and handing out leaflets and talking to people, it still all has its place, just like Speaker's Corner has its place, right? But if you really want to reach people, you have to reach them in those places where they're lost.
100%. 100%. And